I was at Cal-Neva when they summoned her to go to Cal-Neva. And for the people who don't know, Cal-Neva is a resort on the California-Nevada border that the mob controlled. And why people liked it was all bungalows, and you could actually enter on the California side. And they had a meeting because, spinning forward, they got J.F. Kennedy elected, and that was done by his father with the mob. And the deal was if they supported them with all the unions, once they got elected, they would have the Bay of Pigs invade Cuba, and they'd get their casinos back. And that's the only reason they did it. But the mistake John made was make his brother Robert the Attorney General. And Robert didn't go along with it at all. In fact, they screwed up the Bay of Pigs, as the world knows now. But they still wanted the casinos. So it was Sam Giancana, who was the street boss of Chicago, that convinced Ricardo and all the other guys, Marcello's, all of them, that we're going to blackmail the Kennedys. Robert showed up with Joe Kennedy. Joe Kennedy was in a wheelchair already. John didn't show, but the idea was to convince Marilyn to be with Robert, and they're going to take pictures of him. Now, he's an attorney general. He already had 5 kids. Now, the attorney general, good Kennedy Catholic boy, to have these pictures, they're going to blackmail him, which they did to J. Edgar Hoover long before that. They had pictures of J. Edgar Hoover as a cross-dresser. That's why he always denounced the mob, until Bobby got in. So I was there, because after the Appalachian fiasco, with all those meetings and all the mob going, they never went anywhere anymore. So I was the eyes and ears for Costello. So I would just, everybody knew me. So I got there, and they just sat around the pool. In fact, there's some great photographs that I have that Sam Giancana actually took the pictures. He was controlling all the pictures. He was like the camera boy, this guy. And I had pictures of me and Sinatra, her. I mean, it was crazy. But that was it. And she went crazy that night when Sinatra told them what they wanted her to do. They had a room set up, and they wanted to photograph her. She wouldn't go along with it. Unbeknownst to us, we didn't realize Bobby was consoling her because John said once he became president, he'd leave Jackie and marry her. That's how naive she was. Then she disclosed to us that day, screaming, Bobby impregnated her, and he convinced her to abort it. So she was done with them. I mean, we don't know how mentally and physically hurt she was by these guys up until this time. She says, I'm going to the press. Once she said that, we knew she was dead. So I flew home Monday morning. They killed her Tuesday night. But
right, because there's a photo I remember seeing it. I just looked it up. Of it's kind of like an open door or something that shows John F. Kennedy kind of snuggling with Marilyn Monroe.
I know.
That's the photo you're talking about.
Yeah, we get a lot of photos. We still have
Oh, really?
a lot of, I have so many photos. I have all the photos now.
Well, you said that according to your mafia sources, Marilyn was given an injection of air through her pubic area so you wouldn't see the needle mark.
Yeah, the doctor that they used, we used also. He was an anesthesiologist, but then he did work even for the Vatican. He's dead now, but I still won't give his name. But the thing is that he taught me. For a while, I was going crazy with when I got hooked up being a courier going to the Vatican. I thought maybe I'd become a collector and an assassin because I was making so much freaking money. And I really loved my life. It was phenomenal, you know. And I've learned a lot of techniques, and this was one of them. It was just CO2, man.
In your book, you said that Bobby Kennedy was the one that killed or had Marilyn Monroe killed.
He ordered it. And you know, it's so funny because my book's out now a year and a half. No Kennedys came, no lawsuits came. St. Martin's Press, I had to sign a waiver to them that I would take all the heat on that. But you know, I mean, I don't know how many of your audience realizes when you write a book, the lawyers vet it. They want to make sure because they're the deep pockets. So I mean, what I mention in this book is insanity. Nobody ever did it before in their lives. But that's why the book's a bestseller in 7 countries too.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you said that the Kennedys killed Marilyn Monroe. I mean, it's quite a claim.
But in that claim, I mean, none of them came. None of the sons, daughters, nobody.
Well,
I was hoping they did, actually. I'd love the lawsuit. I'd sell another 1,000,000 books.